Oh, I didn't see you there. It's summertime now. I'm just sipping my marg, smoking my Cubano. And getting excited for WWDC, which is happening in less than a week. You guys know the lore behind this shirt. I wear it whenever Apple has officially announced the event. Apple has updated their events page with some new imagery, some new details, things that I want to dive into a little bit. And we have some new AirPods info as well. Can you hit the like button, please? That'd be really cool. All right, go ahead and subscribe too. Tap on the bell. Come on. You gotta eat out here. We're getting hungry in these streets. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump in. And of course, because it's the beginning of a new week, there's a fresh episode of my podcast, Genius Bar, out right now. It's the one I do every single week with John Prosser, and this week we did our longest episode ever, and we get a little heated at different points, so, beware listening, but it's a really good one. We experience the full range of human emotions, and I think you'll love it. All right, kicking things off today, let's talk about new AirPods. I know every time that these come out, they just pop off because, well, they're pop-off worthy. They're really good headphones. I use my AirPods so many times every week. I love the AirPods 2s. I'm one of the crazy people that's like, I like AirPods 2 over AirPods Pro. You feel free to just eat me up like a little shark's yar down below in the comments for that take. But I mean it. I prefer AirPods 2 over AirPods Pro, and for good reason. It's because today we're talking about great news for AirPods 3, the successor to AirPods 2, bad news for AirPods Pro 2, and even worse news for AirPods Max 2. So let's go ahead and start off with AirPods 3. The release date has been all over the place. First it was in early of this year, and then it was April, and then it was May, and now it's June 1st, and we still don't have them. But Mark says that they are being readied by Apple. That generally means that Apple is preparing to release them pretty imminently. Listen, we've just been waiting on these for so long at this point that I just want to see it. Like, we haven't seen new standard AirPods since March of 2019. And before that, December of 2016. So Apple's been on this crazy long cycle for AirPods, probably because they sell so well and they're like, well, if we can just keep selling the current ones without upgrading them, that's just free money essentially. Just print that stuff up. We're definitely not going to be seeing a more significant AirPods upgrade until AirPods Pro 2, which are coming this year. They were, but Mark tells us that they have been delayed, unfortunately, until 2022. I assume sometime earlier in the year, but there's no specific date, just sometime next year. So for everybody waiting to buy AirPods Pro, I mean, you might as well just buy the current versions because we're essentially a year out from AirPods Pro 2. But of course, these are going to be the redesigned upgrade that are stemless, similar to the Beats Studio Buds, Amazon Echo Buds, Google's Pixel Buds. Of course, a new processor inside to power the new hardware that will include additional health sensors. So for fitness tracking, Apple's working on some interesting stuff here. And I wish I could do this to the little details, grab them and tell you exactly what these new health sensors are going to be for, but we just don't have the details. For years, I have been speculating that Apple would add a thermometer or some way to take your temperature through AirPods, not specifically mentioned here. Yet, I would love to see it. I don't know what other accelerometer type health features they could add in AirPods that would be that helpful. Maybe a heart rate tracker, but like the Apple Watch already does that, so it'd be a bit redundant. So AirPods 3 looking like a moderate update here, AirPods Pro 2 looking like quite a substantial update, and then you've got the weird third category, which is AirPods Max. The headphones that are over ear that start at $550. And you know how the other normal versions of AirPods are getting regular updates every couple years? Well, as of right now, Apple has no plans for AirPods Max 2, and that headline pisses me off because this is the exact same trend that Apple has done with all of their ultra high-end products. It's truly baffling how Apple can boof this so hard time and time again. But just to give you a few examples, I mean, the Mac Pro back in the day wasn't updated since like 2013, and then it took until 2019 to get a significant Mac Pro upgrade. Perhaps most famously in the HomePod. Let's release this $350 best home smart speaker. Let's get inside the home. And then we don't update the HomePod ever, and in fact discontinue it before any new version comes out. We'll put out this $100 baby version of it. And now for AirPods Max, a pair of $550 headphones. All right, they're not competing with anybody but themselves here. And there's no second generation version coming. Not even a lower end sport variant or something. It's just such a missed opportunity. Listen, I know the counterpoint is that Apple has Beats and that lowering the price of something like AirPods Max to around $350 would be a direct competitor to the Beats Solos. I get it, but why would Apple release this high-end product that doesn't even currently support lossless audio and then not announce or even be working on a follow-up? This is super confusing, and I believe that this product, as of right now, will follow the same fate as the HomePod. A lot of people will love it, and then it just dies out because it was too expensive and there was no follow-up. But you know what? It's not that makes me the most frustrated here. It's the final detail that Mark adds about AirPods Max, which is there's no second generation version coming, but that Apple's working on new colors for the first gen variant. So rather than improving the product in any way or addressing the high price or fixing some condensation issues or making a cheaper version, Apple's just gonna give us new colors. And we'll move on to some cooler stuff about WWDC. As I mentioned in my last video, there is not a year like this that we have had before, where we know almost nothing about iOS 15, iPadOS 15, tvOS 15, watchOS 8, or macOS 12. Like, we have so little information, better widgets on iOS 15, a redesigned iPad OS 15 home screen, some new notifications options, maybe a tweaked lock screen, and that's really it. Which is why I was surprised that today Apple updated their events page with the official details for WWDC. This is not new as far as the date and the time. It kicks off less than a week from today on June 7th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I live in Central. That's 12 p.m. my time, 1 p.m. Eastern. There's probably a time zone in the middle that's like 11 or something. But what we really get to see today is our first look at the WWDC 21 event invite. We have seen some marketing images. Obviously, we've had the information about the keynote for some time, but Apple time and time again includes hints about what's coming in their event invites. And there's a lot of you out there that might say, no, they don't. It's just for fun. The marketing team is completely disconnected from the team making the products. Oh, really? Go ahead, put on your hat, buckle up. We're going to Apple Event Invite School. I'm Sam Cole. I'm going to be your teacher for the day, and you better listen up because there will be a quiz. So if the Apple Event Invites never mean anything, then like if we took a look at September, for example, where we saw the new iPad Air and a new Apple Watch, and the iPad Air came in blue, and the Apple logo was in blue, and the Apple logo design exactly matched the iPad Air branding, and the tagline was "Time flies," and we saw a new watch, and a watch that tells time. That probably wouldn't mean anything. Let's go ahead and strike September event. Yeah, from the record. October, we saw this, like the Apple logo was the exact bottom of the HomePod Mini. It looked like waves for 5G. The tagline for this was high speed as in 5G, and also the new A13 Pro. Okay, probably doesn't mean anything. Oh, the dark blue color in the background was also the new Pacific blue. Strike it. You're right. I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. I mean, even in November, they showed all this light coming out from an Apple logo. Like when you open a MacBook screen, we saw 2 new MacBooks actually, and they called it One More Thing. And it was like their own silicon, so you knew it was going to be something special. Okay, that one's kind of we'll put that over to the side. What about the April one? I mean, this is probably the least meaningful of anything. The Apple logo spelled iPad at some angles in the AR Easter egg. All the colors are the exact colors that came to the iMac. Yeah, I mean, I don't think the invites ever hinted anything. You're right. You guys are right. I'm gonna take off the teacher hat because I clearly don't know what I'm talking about here. So let's take a look at the WWDC invite for this year. All right. First of all, there are a lot of emoji, and I don't think that this actually means anything other than it's the developer conference. We saw extremely similar intro branding at WWDC last year, and it's just like, oh, look at this inclusivity. Second of all, there's a very clear laser sound effect, and in general, we've seen some fresh branding of like reactions inside of messages. No new UI or anything has been shown yet in any of the WWDC 21 teaser images, but we have heard from Mark Gurman that Apple sees iMessage as a social network and that upgrades are coming. I mean, again, there's a laser effect. Maybe it's some new effects in general, maybe it's an updated laser effect. But the number one thing that has caught my eye here is the way that this image looks in comparison to this. You see any similarities there? So that's the WWDC invite. It's the laser effect, and they're all looking at it, and it's clearly coming from the center of the image. This is the macOS Snow Leopard, or Leopard. You know, Snow Leopard came after with a very similar wallpaper. I can actually scroll down. So this is Snow Leopard's wallpaper. This was a very small refinement update. And this is Leopard. You know, this Leopard got a revised user interface. You know, some big changes there, just like macOS Big Sur. What if we got this as a slightly tweaked wallpaper of the, you know, it's a little different. Listen, all I'm saying is this image looks very similar, even in it pointing up, to this image. And it's even got the purple, right? This is the laser sound effect right here. You see how it changes colors? You see how when it's going up, they could have done blue or green, and you know, they could do purple like they froze it, but they could do anything else. Why would Apple choose purple? I mean, when you look at these two images, there is the exact same shades here. And we hear a new MacBook Pro is coming, and the new version of macOS is probably going to be a refinement to last year's major upgrade. I'm just making connections here. We know Apple is invoking nostalgia more than ever. I mean, the iMac colors are the same as the original G3 iMacs. I'm not trying to get anybody too excited here. It's just fun and interesting to draw these parallels, and we know Apple uses these images as hints. It is no secret that they're giving you a taste of what's to come, and it makes it so fun to be a fan. As always, I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this down below. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Is there something that I missed in the invite? All right, hope you guys are doing well. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you learned something new, drop a like down below. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like down below. If you love yourself, drop a like for not me, but yourself on the video, because you rock. All right. Love you guys. Subscribe for more. I will keep you updated on all the latest news all the way through WWDC. It is going to be a fun mother trucking week. All right. I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.